one all week. And we are underway from the Superdome. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Now a play fake here on first down. This one swung out to Williams. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. 2nd and 7 from the 20. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right, they want to run their offense through him.
Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4-4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going right side here, and that's complete. Finding space at the 40. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, He was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, 21.6 miles per hour. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
And they've already clinched the playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. The Falcons at 12-3 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They go play action here on first down. Touchdown, Falcons! A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll set up to throw. Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground. Buying time to his left.
And he's got his big tight end here. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Hands it off out of the gun. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. Yeah, perfect omelet. Dropped it. So a little bit of a turnover. He went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do, man. Got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM that always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
2nd and 5. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. On the move past the 40, down the left sideline. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
A gain of 68 yards.
21-0 our score after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Williams is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done? But they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Falcons offense set to go. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff running through the middle. Oh, nice move. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only about the 4. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that's knocked away and incomplete. And this one is right through. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Kyle Pitts returns to the field along with the rest of this offense for the upcoming series. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Meanwhile, the second quarter score from Carolina. Early lead in that one for the Packers. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
On the give, this is their fullback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Runs over it. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And they'll They'll turn to the power game to try to get in. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Saints again ready to go on offense. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 2nd and 1. James has got it. Complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
It's a gain of 20. That's good for another.
Back to throw again. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
Now back to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll drop to throw. He's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
He'll look to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now Sam Sloman is on. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium, and they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Michael Gallup, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you, and they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And you can see, as many of you already know, they have clinched the NFC South, but as it stands, Charles, they would still need to host a game on Wild Card Weekend.
And that's a good thing for them, because coming out of your division, getting to the playoffs with an opportunity to host to start the playoffs, that's a pretty good way to get things going. Whoever came out of this division, we knew that they were going to be playoff ready, and this team certainly is.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, third and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
It's a pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. And he's
going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed in the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put something away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up
Back to throw here.
He's got this complete to Williams.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That's good for a Saints. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Williams. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
That's a gain of 5.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man.
Well, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 64 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 8 yards out. And the Falcons have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Saints 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. The Falcons ready to take over. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Falcons are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
2nd and 9 now.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
The 1st down pass, complete to Kyle Pitts.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Right side to Williams.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And that's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
To number 22. It's a gain of 6.
They'll look to throw here. And a loose football. And the Falcons grab it.
And he's going to be taken down here, Stillick.
And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
This is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. Boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 18-yard line.
Calling an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for our visitors,
they run their record to 13-3 now on the year.